Hello, this is Ms. Gergen. Welcome to the 2014 released Algebra 1 SOL test for the state of Virginia. We're working through question by question, and this is question 15. Question 15 reads, which property of real numbers justifies the work shown? All right, so we are looking for what changed between the first line, or the first equation, and the second equation. So I see that 13x minus 1, everything remained in the same place here. So I don't have to worry about that side of the equation, which would also take off properties like the addition property of equality or the subtraction property of equality, because with those properties, that happens to both sides of the equations. And in this case, we can see that nothing changed on the left-hand side. So our options here are commutative, associative, identity, and inverse. When my students look at this problem, they automatically want to think distributive property because they see parentheses. And what I would remind them is that the distributive property will get rid of parentheses. And we see that the parentheses are still here in both cases. So I know I can cross out distributive property as an option, because if it was, there wouldn't be parentheses in the bottom. All right, so now I'm left with identity, associative, and commutative. So I'm looking at what's changed here. I tend to look at the groups next. I see that 12x and 15 are grouped together inside of these parentheses. So I'm going to check and see if they're in the same group down below. And in these parentheses, I still see a 12x and a 15. So that tells me that the grouping didn't change. And I can go ahead and get rid of the associative property because 12x and 15 are still associating with each other. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to look at is what happened to this 7x. I noticed that this 7x moved or switched to the front of this side of the equation. When things move back and forth, that is my commutative property. I know that it's commutative property of addition because we're talking about a plus 7x in this case. So my answer has got to be A. Thank you very much.